The Wise Story of Akbar Birbal. Chapter 1. Truth and Falsehood. Akbar was fond of giving tricky situations to check the capability of his courtiers from time to time. One day he asked them, "What is the difference between truth and falsehood?" The answer should be less than 3 words. There was silence all over the court as nobody knew the answer. For a while, Akbar waited, but nobody volunteered for answering the question. Then he looked at Birbal and ordered him to answer. Birbal replied, "I know the answer to your question, but I want someone else to speak. In case no one speaks, then I will answer the question." Akbar was disappointed and said, "No one is answering my question. Go ahead. Tell me in less than 3 words." "4 fingers," said Birbal. Akbar was confused. Birbal explained, "Your Majesty, what we see is true, but what we hear is mostly untrue. The width between our eyes and ears is that of 4 fingers. That is what I meant." Akbar accepted it as the right answer. Chapter 2. Birbal's Bad Habit. Birbal was one among the Navratans in Akbar's court. This honor made Abdul Karim jealous of Birbal. Abdul Karim was another courtier at Akbar's court and was blind of one eye. In an attempt to spoil Birbal's reputation, he said to Akbar, "I saw Birbal spitting betel nuts on palace walls. He must be ashamed to do so." Akbar was annoyed. Next day, Akbar said to Birbal, "Why did you spit on the palace wall? Next time, spit at an empty, useless place." At that time, Birbal was chewing betel nuts. Birbal spat into Karim's blind eye. Karim was shocked for a moment, then he looked at Akbar. Akbar roared, "Birbal, what is this?" Birbal said, "Yes, Majesty, Karim's blind eye is empty and useless, so I spat in it." Akbar laughed. He told Karim, "It's not right to speak behind one's back. When you saw Birbal spitting on the wall, you should have asked him not to do so instead of complaining to me." Story 3. Birbal and the Blind Saint. One day, a couple took their niece to a blind saint who was famous in the court of Akbar for his spiritual powers. When the girl saw the saint, she started to scream loudly that the saint was the murderer of her parents. The saint got angry and said, "How can a blind man like me kill someone?" and told them to go away. Even after reaching home, the girl kept on crying. Being confused, they went to seek Birbal's help and told him everything about the matter. Birbal consoled them and told them to wait at King's assembly. He invited blind saint to Akbar's court too. When the saint entered the courtroom, Birbal immediately drew out a sword in front of everyone and ran towards him. The saint was bewildered and drew out a sword and started to fight with Birbal. Everyone was shocked to see this. Birbal turned to Akbar and said, "Your Majesty, this man is not blind. This means that he killed the girl's father." Akbar punished the wicked man who was posing as a saint and rewarded the girl for her bravery for speaking the truth. He also praised Birbal for his intelligence. Story 4. Birbal has the answer. Akbar was very particular that no foolish person stays at his court and everybody keeps on increasing his knowledge. For this, he constantly asked tricky questions. One day, he asked them, "What thing in the world is moving all the time?" The courtiers thought and discussed and tried to satisfy Akbar by giving answers. Sun, moon and stars, all kind of answers came from the courtiers, but Akbar did not agree to any of those answers. Then he looked at Birbal and repeated the question. Birbal said, "Your Majesty, the interest on the money which is borrowed is ever moving since it keeps growing without getting tired. The interest keeps moving until the borrowed amount is fully paid back to the money lender." Akbar was satisfied with Birbal's answer. He said, Birbal, I knew that no one would be able to satisfy me with the answer to this question except you. Story 5. The Farmer's Well. There were a number of interesting cases that came to Akbar's court. Akbar sought Birbal's advice in solving such matter. Once, an interesting case came for hearing. A poor man came with his neighbor. The farmer said, "Your Majesty, I am a poor farmer and I have bought a well from my neighbor and paid for it. But now he is demanding money for using the water of the well I have bought." Akbar looked at the neighbor and asked if it was true. "Yes, Your Majesty, I demanded money for the water in the well." Akbar called Birbal and handed over the matter to him. Birbal then spoke. "According to you, the well belongs to the farmer and the water in it belongs to you. So the one who should be paying must be you, not him, as you have kept your water in the farmer's well. The rent should be paid from your side." Hearing this, the neighbor was in dismay. Everyone praised Birbal for helping the farmer. You have been listening to the wise story of Akbar Birbal. If you enjoyed these stories, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We will be back with another audiobook. Until then, happy listening.